Okay, so we're doing a painting this evening. My name is Jason Tako. Thank you for watching. And I'm doing something where the light's going to be changing incredibly fast. The colors on my palette: titanium white, cadmium yellow light, cadmium orange, cadmium red, cobalt blue, and viridian. Doing a very limited palette just because a lot of times I can work faster with a limited palette. So I literally have minutes to do this before the sun drops too much. By the way, if you like this video, hit the subscribe button. Leave any comments or questions below. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm not going to try to capture the scene exactly how it is, because there just is not time. It's kind of stupid in the scene that I picked. It's like right behind this hill, or the sun's going to go right behind this hill, I should say. When I'm doing a scene like this, really what I want to capture is a mood. The feeling that I get from the colors and values more than anything else. When you're up against a gun like this, there just is not time to capture everything. So what you want to do is just look at the notes of color that you're seeing out there and try to capture that. The canvas I'm working on, it's kind of toned. It was not toned on purpose. It was just, I had done another painting on here that I did not like. So I wiped it off and it just left that kind of pinkish tone, which is fine. Okay, big thing I'm going to try to get in is the sky now, because the mood and brightness of that sky it's my lightest value tone, so it's going to kind of set the mood for everything else. Because I want to be able to compare this value with the sky. And I can see just by putting in the sky that I can definitely go darker with that ground plane. If you're new to plein air painting, I wouldn't recommend doing something quite this difficult. What I mean by difficult is you have to work very fast to capture the essentials. Some people will resort purely to photographs when dealing with a scene like this. I totally get that because of the challenge, but I also know back in the studio too, if I'm going to work on a scene like this, having these studies is really helpful. Key for me, at least, is I don't try to create a finished painting, and this might not be a glorious thing. It's really note-taking. And I can tell you, just from all my years of painting, that a little scribble like this, just a little scribble in paint, can really be helpful later on to refer to for doing paintings in the studio. Okay, really trying to squint at this now. Okay, and even though you have to paint fast, this is something I have to constantly remind myself. You want to still try to work at a pace where you feel like you're in control. If you just start throwing paint on and you don't feel like you know what you're doing, and you're probably not going to have very good results. Okay, now there's some highlights on these trees. Let's try to get those in. Get some of that green down there. Ask yourself too when you're doing this, you know, what's important? What is it you're really trying to capture? You know, one of the things I really want to get is the highlights on these trees. Okay, and what is the color and value difference between the highlights closer and the trees that are closer and the highlights that are further away? It's another question to ask yourself. And it looks like these highlights are a little more orange up here. It's a tree that's a bit closer. A lot of this hill is going to end up in shadow. You can almost see this just completely filling up with shadow. I might chase that just a bit, because the nice thing about it is that it brings out those highlights a little more. If you want to see this video in its entirety, consider becoming a Patreon member. I'm going to be switching the rest of this very soon to just my Patreon subscribers only. Plus I gotta replenish my Viridian here soon. Let's put in, there's some foliage there. Okay, so I'm going to switch to Patreon. Click on the link below, become a Patreon member, $5 a month. You can watch the end of this and this video in its entirety, as well as other plein air videos that I'm doing, commercial free. It really helps me too. Give this video a thumbs up, leave any comments or questions below, and we'll see you again soon.